Keep Homesteading, and today we're working on the barn project. You know, if you've been watching the channel for a while, I've mentioned many times I've been wanting to get the barn up and going. I'm trying to get my pasture done. And you know, it feels like I don't have any of it done. Like I just have a bit started here and a bit started there. And when I started to see how the economy was going and what was happening, I thought, you know what? It's more of a priority to try to get the barn up and ready where we can actually have animals and a bit of a barnyard than get the whole pasture done and hay fields. We'll just have to figure that out later. So I thought this spring I'm going to start working on the barn project, but one thing after another, I haven't been able to get to it. I wanted to start on it before June 1st, so I thought, okay, I just have to start on it. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to start on the barn. I'll show you. So this is what the barn is. My grandfather moved this from down the road, and he really wasn't a carpenter. So the building, the way the building is built, it's really quite nice. Like, they did a good job on it. But the part that my grandfather, he kind of put it back together, is where it ran into issue. Like, if you see up there, there is no framing. It's just boards over the hole. And you know what? He might not have had enough money to even do that. That's all he had. So I'm definitely not going to judge him for that. But we do need to sturdy up the whole front of the barn. And there definitely is some issues with the doors. If you look, that door, it doesn't shut properly. It hits the ground, but it's way lower. And the issue is this part is kicked out this way because there is no real foundation. It's just sitting on some rough cut 2x4 straight on the ground or on some patio stones. What I'm going to do is start framing in this corner. We'll frame it in, and we'll fix the floor joists, fix it to the vertical 2x4. We'll make sure it's all secure, get this side secure, and then probably what we're going to do is get a come along, and we're going to pull the door together in the bottom and try to get it straight. The first issue is this door isn't straight. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I kind of want to get it somewhat level, and it is a little out of square, and I'm off by that much, and that is too much. So what I think I'm going to try to do is I'm going to just hook a ratchet strap to this corner and see if I can hook it to this corner. I'm not expecting to be able to straighten this side, but I might be able to pull it over enough so at least it's straight, so I can actually frame it in, and then once it's framed in, it'll probably stay put. I can't see anything going wrong here. I kind of fastened it on the corner. I really don't think it'll take very much to pull this and straighten it. The doorway's a little off, and it's about this much off, so I've got quite a bit up there, but I feel like that's as close as I'm going to get to plumb on this door, because I don't even know if it was ever straight. So what I'm going to do is frame in the wall just to fit this space, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I marked it at 16-inch centers. We'll keep this at 16 for this one and this one. The last one will be on a slight angle because the wall is a little bit crooked. So So let's see if it fits. So this is where it fell apart. I started to remove the old boards that were here, and the bottom board was rotten. This board was rotten. It's all rotten on the bottom of there. I'm gonna have to square up those boards and put new sill board and then start framing it in. This building is old and it's kind of been neglected a little bit. So the worst part is I was trying to save the outside boards, and these two just got demolished. So we're gonna probably have to, I'm probably gonna have to replace some of them, which I really didn't want to have to do. The way the front of the barn looks, it kind of matches, so I just didn't want to touch it, but I guess I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna start building the bottom sill board. 49 inches, we're gonna cut that up. I have a nice vintage piece of lumber, so I think I'm gonna cut that one up to use. She's all rotten there. I'm gonna try to cut that off here. As I always say, good quality carpentry always starts with a chainsaw. Okay. We are going to make a better base for this originally, but I need to make the building sturdy to lift it. You know, I should have known that the sill probably would have been more rotten in this barn because it was basically sitting on rocks when I was a kid. And then my dad went around and put patio stones underneath them, but basically dirt kind of washes in around it and then rotting out the sill. I'm hoping I don't have to change all the sill around the barn, but I know this front corner was really bad. I got the front done, I'll show you, and then I'll show you what else I got to do to kind of sturdy up the building. Sill done, I framed it in. I have to wrap around the corner and replace the sill here. So now I'm going to have to fix the sill the rest of the way. So I think I'm going to fix from here to about here, and then finish framing everything, because then I can make the doorway pretty sturdy. And same with here. If that is, same with this side. If this isn't intact, I'll have to change that too. But we'll make the whole front quarter really sturdy, fix it up, and then we can move along and see if there's any other places that the sill is all rotted out. I'm assuming there's going to be quite a bit of it to replace. I'm hoping that it isn't, but man, I mean, the barn is old. My grandfather had it, so it's due for a little bit of work. I jacked up the wall there, and I blocked it, and I removed the old sill, which is pretty rotten, and I have this piece, and I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut the studs off at the right height and then just slide the two boards in, nail them all together. And I'm going to stop here for now. We're not going to fix any farther back than that. I want to get the front fixed up and nice and solid, and then we can worry about the rest of the shed after that. So there you go, that's all I got done. I always overestimate what I can actually do in a day. You know what, I'm not a carpenter, so that kind of slows me down on top of everything. We'll just keep plugging away at it, and hopefully the barn, we get see some major progress by the end of summer. So that's about enough for today. You guys have a good one.